All right, so today we have something extremely interesting here. Today we are going to watch a clip of Walter Masterson interviewing a transgender child. And for all of you that may not be aware of who Walter Masterson is, I recommend after you're done watching this video that you go look him up. Look him up right here on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel right here, which is where I'm watching this clip. I interview a trans child and her mother. Walter Masterson is someone who goes out. I think he lives in New York, but he goes out to Trump rallies, right-wing events, and he just trolls the shit out of these crazy, nutty Republicans, and it is absolutely hilarious. And he went to this Pride Parade because some of the attendees of this Pride Parade said that they were worried that some Proud Boy members and some other far-right hate groups were going to show up, and they called in Walter for backup, and here it is.
Tell me why you're at Pride.
Because I'm transgender.
Do you want to share anything?
And before we get into the interview, I just want to say that I think stuff like this is great just in and of itself because we need more representation in media of trans people, especially trans children, okay? We need to start, normalizing this. We need to start giving more transgender people a platform so they can help spread awareness of trans issues. I think it's extremely important.
Your journey?
It was very tough.
Does your family make you feel supported?
Yes, a lot.
How old are you?
I am 7.
And how old were you when you discovered your identity?
I was 2 or 3 when I first noticed that I didn't feel comfortable with being a boy.
How did your child discover this identity? How did this come about?
So ever since she was little, she was always a princess, always. She sort of like every once in a while would mention ideas of like wanting to be a girl, of feeling more like a girl. And then she started asking to like socially transition about a year and a half ago, and her school's been fantastic.
Your family, your friends, everyone like makes you feel supported and loved.
Except for my friends. I didn't tell them that yet.
Oh, wait, do you want to be on the internet talking about it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope to be famous one day.
What do you want to be?
She's very, very confident, and I also think that that makes for a really great interview here. And again, I think that we need to continue to give transgender people a platform so that they can talk about this stuff, and also, not even put aside, the bringing awareness to the transgender issues. You know, seeing, even though she's very, very young, 7, I think. I can't remember. I'm terrible with numbers. Listening to this, again, very, very young person talk about, her transition can help make other people who are struggling with their gender identity, make them feel more comfortable about it.
What are you famous for?
Probably my songs or like famous drawings.
It wasn't even really a change. Like she's been expressing herself as a girl since she was old enough to get dressed. I think that being the parent of a trans child is totally different than what people think that it is. And I know you hear a lot about how we're going to have our kids go into surgery and how we're forcing them to make these decisions. The opposite is
No.
true. I'm up all the time worrying about how the world is going to react to my kid. I would rather have her change her.
They don't really focus on that part that much, but I watched this before I got on, and that part just makes me so sad. It makes me angry too. Okay, she's and for those of you that didn't catch it,
The opposite is true. I'm up all the time worrying about how the world is going to react to my kid.
she said, "I'm up all the time worrying about how the world is going to react to my kid." And this is, rhetoric that a lot of people on the left say, and I 100% agree with it. Transgender people are people. They deserve rights. They are literally just trying to live their fucking lives, okay? They are literally just trying to exist like any other person or any other group of people, whatever. And they have to this mother here is literally sitting there saying that she constantly worries about how people will react to her transgender child. That shouldn't be something that is constantly on her mind or on her mind at all. And the transphobia is so mainstream in all of the right-wing media. It's so I guess I totally lost my train of thought, excuse me. Prevalent in everywhere you go, especially on social media here, where I'm making this video right now.
Would rather have her change her pronouns 1,000 times.
And it doesn't matter if it's in the real world or on social media. It doesn't matter where it is. It's wrong either way.
Than have to write her obituary. I wish that people who have already decided that they hate us and that we're child abusers would actually talk to us. I feel like that would make such a big difference. But you're right, like the assumptions that people are making are the worst kinds of assumptions, and nobody wants to hear, what our truth is.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. And it's like, she just said, well, talk to us more, normalize talking to us, and then you guys won't, the right wing, the crazy fucking wacko fascists won't, think all of this crazy child genital mutilation shit when, it's totally normal that they started talking about child genitals before. No one else brought that up. No one else was thinking about that. But no, almost all of the mainstream media, they don't give a fuck about any of this. They would rather a network like CNN or a network like ABC would rather platform Moms for Liberty members and, do interviews with them or post shit that they say because they care way more about clicks. They care way more about traffic. They care way more about money than they do anything else. So we can't rely on the mainstream media to do something like this. So thank the fucking heavens that we have someone like Walter here.
What it's like to actually raise
And I'm sorry, but I love his costume. It's so great.
a transgender child is just so remarkably different than what I would have experienced or thought.
What do you say to... Okay, so what do you say to the people that accuse you of doing Munchausen by proxy?
So I think that the assumption for that is that, and I hope this is taken in the spirit what it's meant, is that means that we wanted to have a transgender child. And I love her no matter what, but I don't think any parent wants their child born into something in which they know that they're going to struggle. It goes against the idea of parenting for me. We have all sorts of books. We have a whole library at our house about, kids and what their experience is and how they present themselves and what it means to be you. And so we didn't give her, we didn't push her in any direction, certainly. And we will never push her in any direction if she decides in, 2, 3, 4, 10 years that this is not where she's at.
And he's gonna, I don't know if he says it at the end of the video or he throws up some text, but Walter says that he went to this Pride event because they called him, because, some of the attendees, again, thought that there was going to be, like, Proud Boy members there. And he said that this little girl just walked right up to him and asked to be interviewed. Okay? And again, like, it's like, you watch this clip. I watch this clip, and I see a parent, a mom of a child who just happens to be transgender, sitting there talking about how all the time she's constantly worried about how people are going to react to just literally her child's existence. And I think about I sit here a lot and make videos on Daily Wire people, Fox News, whatever, crazy fucking off-the-wall bonkers right-wing people. It's like, if you put this video next to any of the shit that I have made that right-wingers say, I mean, it's not even in the same ballpark. This is, like, the most normal interview I have heard. Maybe aside from the Majority Report, but that's like an actual program, which I think is different than what Walter's doing here. But this is like one of the most, like, this person's just showing their humanity, okay? And I really appreciate that, because we don't get a lot of that shit, again, in the mainstream media. We don't get shit like that at all. We can't rely on them to do shit that, is actually important.
That's okay with me.
So if your child wants to change their pronouns back and express their gender differently, you're like, hey, cool.
Yeah, no, it's not. Who she is not her gender, and it's not like the words that she chooses to use. It has nothing to do with it.
I think what's funny is that a lot of transphobic people make fun of gender expression. They don't believe in gender expression, yet they turn around and say, you have to raise your boys to be men.
Yep.
Like, wait, so we have to teach our children to be men? You have to teach them to be women? So you're saying it's a construct? No, how dare you?
No, I absolutely agree with you. People want to assign all sorts of things to children, especially that they're not even capable of that kind of thought. And, you know, that's super problematic as well. There's no part of my child I don't love, and I would never choose for them a life where I know that they're going to struggle and I know that I have to fear for them every day. But it's not, I would never choose that for her.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely.
She's so funny. She's like, I want to be interviewed. I was like, okay, sure.
We always joke that it's like her world and we're just living in it.
I absolutely think that you should make more content like that, Walter. The only thing I would change, and this is just a personal gripe of mine, and this is something that I have a personal gripe with in all media, is maybe next time, no music. But that's going to be it for the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.